Hi, and welcome back to another motivational moment on this beautiful Monday afternoon. I stopped by today to share some takeaways from yesterday's sermon. We had a guest preacher by the name of Reverend Dr. Jacqueline Thompson, and she preached from the subject, Not Yet. Her scripture reference was 1 Kings chapter 17, verses 8 through 16. Please make sure you read that when you get a moment. She said, oftentimes we stay faithful to people, places, and things that aren't faithful to us. Sometimes things just don't work out as planned. It can mess you up when you've checked all the right boxes. You are committed to life, but there is no more life left. Why is it that when it seems like we've done all we can and we have nothing else left, something else always happens? Y'all know that feeling because we all do. When you have nothing else left to give, God will always show up and make a way. I know one thing's for certain, two things for sure. I can raise my hand and attest to the fact that God always shows up. When you think you have nothing else left to give, God will show up and show out as only He can. And she left us with these things. She said, God has to remind us that there is no time that isn't subject to His purpose. There is no place that isn't subject to God's power. God can use you in your enemy's territory. Now that ought to shout you happy right there. She said, where you end up has nothing to do with where you started. And then thirdly, she said, there is no place that isn't subject to God's using. God can use all of us to do His will. And you might be thinking, but Michelle, even me? Yes, even you. It doesn't matter what you did. It doesn't matter what you said. It doesn't matter what you aren't doing or whatever the case may be. You might be thinking, but Michelle, I've been using drugs and alcohol. I've been sleeping around with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, Lottie, Dottie, and everybody. It doesn't matter. God can still use you. God can use me. God can use everybody. So stop thinking that God only uses the people that seem like they have it all together, because that's not always the case. That's not always, that's not the case. God can use everybody. So here's your takeaway. Man's best attempts will be trumped by God's power. So don't worry about it. He will make a way. God doesn't give up, and that's why salvation is ours. Y'all, let me say this really quickly. I don't know what's going on in your life, but some of you, somewhere, somebody is on the verge of saying, Lord, I give up. I'm tired of hurting. I'm tired of going to dialysis. I'm tired of taking medication. I'm tired of the pain. Lord, just take me because I'm ready to go. Don't you give up. Not yet. Because God has something more in store for you. Don't